Hello and welcome to the Grand Canyon. This is Glenn, president of the Phoenix Scooter Club, and along with the South Bay Scooter Club, the Lions of Scooter, and the Vespa Club of America, we want to welcome you to Amerivespa. I want to do a video here to detail out the ride to the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon ride can be very challenging, so really think about it before you come. It's a long ride. It's all day. It's a lot of seat time. It's very desolate in parts, and it can be extremely windy. You're going through long parts of the Indian Reservation, so I just want you to be aware. Even when you get up here, there's quite a bit of walking. The terrain can be a little rough, and then there's a long ride back. Most of the ride is between 55 and 65 miles an hour. So before you think it's just a hop, skip, and a jump, you really need to think about it. Again, the reward is good. There are other options. You can drive a car, you can take the Grand Canyon Railroad, but if you're going to take your bike, make sure it's in good shape. Make sure you keep full on gas. Make sure that you keep yourself hydrated. And it is winter time here in Flagstaff, but I should say Grand Canyon, but when you get up here, the weather's going to be beautiful. So let's get going. Oh yes, and I also wanted to remind you, remember, you're going to need a pass to get into the park. We'll put links up to it, but one of the simplest ways is to get a digital pass through the park system. We'll put a link to that again, and you're going to want to, I just did mine. It just takes a minute or two, and you can want to grab a screenshot of the pass. There's a little download button. Grab a screenshot of the pass, because the reception, they tell me, at the park is not too good. Also, you're going to want to have your cell phone so you have a GPS just in case you get separated from the group. And again, let's get going. We're going to all meet up in the parking lot of Little America, and we're going to make a right turn out of the hotel on the Butler Road. Then, just about a mile down the street, you're going to make a left at 4th Street. You'll go over the highway, over the railroad tracks, and make a right on historic Route 66. We're going to be on Route 66 for about 40 or 50 minutes. That turns into 89A. The ride up 89 is beautiful, but also it can be quite desolate. So you want to make sure you're full on gas and your bike is in great condition and it needs to be able to do highway speeds. So the posted speed limit is 65 miles an hour for a good part of this ride. Once you get north of Flagstaff, much of the road is one lane, and to be courteous to other drivers, when you get into these passing lanes, we're going to ask that all the scooters stay to the right. So in the passing lanes, stay to the right to let cars by. And our first main stop is the famous Cameron Trading Post. And there's restrooms and bathrooms here. And we'll be here for about 30 minutes. This is a famous bridge by the Cameron Trading Post that was replaced on the highway, but it still stands. Okay, so from the Cameron Trading Post, we head back south just about a mile. There's a little traffic circle that takes you to Highway 64, and that's the road that takes you into the Grand Canyon Park. And it's about another 30 minutes or so into the gatehouse from the Cameron Trading Post. This is heading out on 64 West towards the entrance. And we're just about to the gatehouse of Grand Canyon. Finally get to the gatehouse. Right past the gate, just not even a mile, is Desert View, and there is a gas station here, and the sign says it's open 24 hours a day. And we're here at Desert View, which will be our first stop at the canyon. Again, there are gas stations nearby. We're going to be here for about 30 minutes. and there's plenty of parking. And again, there won't be snow when you're here. And then at the stop is the Desert View Trading Post and gift shop and snack bar, so there's restrooms and food. And then finally you'll approach the first views of the Grand Canyon. So after a short visit to the tower and the Desert View, we're going to take about a 25 mile ride to the Grand Canyon Village. So the next thing we're going to do is make our way to Parking Lot D, which is also the backcountry office. And the backcountry office, this is where we're going to park, and then when we're heading out from the Grand Canyon Park, we're going to also leave from right here. So this is Parking Lot D. It's one of the bigger parking lots, but even this one gets full. So if you need to, you can find a spot around here, but this is where we're going to leave from. We suggest you plan about 2 hours here before you head back, but that's up to you. There are two sides to Parking Lot D, so if you see one side is full, and remember there's another side you can check out. There are several places to eat in the village. And it's about a 5 or 10 minute walk down from the parking area down to one of the first views of the canyon by Parking Lot D. And there's also shuttle buses that go around the village and around the park. You can research that on your own. But just ask anyone, where's the canyon? Again, it's just a 5 or 10 minute walk. Also, right near the shuttle buses is Rim Trail, and that'll take you by the famous hotels and lots of beautiful views. Definitely suggest you walk around. And this is the Backcountry Information Center, and this is where the rides are going to depart from. There's a little shuttle bus drop off right in front. It's at the one end of Parking Lot D, and that's where we'll leave from. Remember, Backcountry Information Center at Parking Lot D is where we're going to regroup. On the way back, you just follow signs for 64. And a lot of people don't believe how crowded the park gets. It's 11:30 on a not so nice wintry day. It's not a holiday. It's not near Christmas. And I'm not even filming all the traffic. There's much more. So leaving early is very, very important. And just outside the park, there is a large retail area and gas stations. So we'll stop for gas as we leave the park. And we'll be making one last stop at the intersection of 180 and the 64 with the famous Bedrock Town and a couple gas stations. So again, this stop is right at the intersection of 180 and 64. You're going to make a left-hand turn, and the 180 will take us all the way back to Flagstaff. But we'll stay here a little bit to stretch our legs, get something to eat, and again, get more fuel if you need it. Just wanted to point out that 180 is also a long, pretty desolate road. I know there's snow. Again, there won't be snow in June, but it's a long road. After those gas stations, there's not much until Flagstaff. So just be aware both ways. And there are lots of speeds that are 65 miles an hour.